Welcome to Season 6 of the Long-Winded One podcast. This is Spoiler Sessions, LitRPG, the only show where spoilers don't spoil anything. We're digging into fan theories, side characters, and the lore authors left in the drawer.
Oh man, I had the best introduction planned, and then I looked in the chat and I saw somebody's username that says "time to pay the daddy tax," and I about lost it. Oh man, well, welcome everybody. This is Spoiler Sessions, season 6 of the podcast, and I'm just thrilled to have Ryan and Jeff on the show tonight. We're going to be trying to stick to that 30-minute time frame. We're going to be talking about Chrysalis and the Book of the Dead. And you can see already that Anthony has joined us from Australia. Wave hi, Anthony. There we go. Oh, he's popping me the bird now. Thank you. Well, so we're here. This is Spoiler Sessions. We're going to drill into your book tonight, Ryan. But before we do that, dig into look at that's fitting for all the puns that are in those books.
Aunt Zen, man. Aunt Zen.
So but we are 11 weeks out from LitRPG Con. I'm so excited. We do a countdown here every week, and you guys are obviously both going to be there this summer. Is that right? Well, you're kind of running it, Jeff.
Yeah, kind of.
Jeff doesn't have a choice, man. He's got to be there.
I'm going
to be there. Delighted to be a featured guest this time around.
That's
Very
awesome.
excited.
We're delighted to have him as a featured guest.
The first one was incredible.
He was kind of the life of the party last year. So
Yeah.
yeah. You don't know. Everyone was talking about you last year.
Really?
Yeah, they're just like, dude, RinoZ is awesome. Yeah, everyone thinks you're hilarious and
That's
great to be around.
I was going to say life of the party, man. I remember we went to that Mexican place for lunch, dude. I was the only one not chugging down a massive margarita.
Oh man. Well, Rhino, you're wearing your merch tonight. Can we get that somewhere? Are you going to bring some to Denver for us?
I'm not sure if it's going to be in Denver. I know it's brought to you by the Merch Guild. I know they've applied for a table. Hopefully they get one.
He's
you
talking
can't get it
about
just yet,
Con.
but soon.
Oh, I see what you're saying. You're not sure if you're going to have it for that.
Yeah.
Okay. What about
Hopefully they're there. But I know the whole range is launching soon.
Okay.
Including this guy.
Excellent.
That's awesome.
I want one.
At the Merch Guild.
Well, guys, we have like I don't know, 50 some people watching right now, so no pressure. Yeah. But we have 2 book series we're going to talk about tonight. We're gonna sort of lean heavily on Chrysalis. But before we do that, I have to say it's fabulous to talk to somebody who is a true Lord of the Rings fan. 100%. Yeah. And Jeff, I know I don't know if you're a Lord of the Rings fan, but I know we've talked before, and you have some good taste in some Piers Anthony. So you're trained in the classics. But let's talk about Chrysalis. Let's talk about Chrysalis tonight. But the way I tend to do this is as I ask the author to give like a 10,000-foot view of the series before we drill in, just in case. I don't know. We might have some Jeff groupies here that possibly maybe haven't read Chrysalis, but I doubt it. So can you give us like a high-level view of the series?
A troubled boy is reincarnated as a monstrous ant in a globe-spanning dungeon. Shenanigans ensue.
Perfect.
That is, yeah. And yes, and we have people in the chat. I can't keep up with this chat. I'm doing my best, but shenanigans has been mentioned a few times, so I think that's apt. All right. Well, the first question from this ant venture of the ages, we're going to talk about here. I'm just going to read it to you, and then we can chat. And Jeff, feel free to chime in. This is a conversation here. I do have some questions for you later. in case they've never been talked about before. But here we go. Question 1. Given how the evolution and identity work in Chrysalis, was there ever a version of the story where Anthony might have had to like replace or rebuild the queen? And if so, how would that have affected the identity of the colony?
It's an interesting question because of what goes on to happen, but there's actually some depth to this. So in the original version of the story, like the original plot, the queen was going to be killed, and Anthony was going to reconstitute her core as a pet the same way he does with Tiny. And that was how the colony was going to become changed. But as I was releasing chapters, people really loved the queen as a character, and I started to feel really bad about my plan to secretly kill them all, kill the entire colony and start from scratch. So I had to find another way. So Anthony does manipulate the queen's core when he gets the ability, giving the entire colony, sapient level intelligence.
Wait, so you were gonna kill the whole colony?
The whole colony was meant to die,
And it was just gonna be the Anthony show?
Well, no, he was going to reconstitute the queen, and then the colony
reconstitute. Got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then the colony would be rebuilt from scratch.
Okay, got it. Yeah.
The colony was always supposed to be part of the story. But that was originally how it was going to happen.
Gotcha.
Yeah, as I wrote it more, I like the queen myself. I really didn't want to wipe out the whole colony, so I did it a different way. Yeah, I'm really glad I didn't do that.
Yeah.
So we have several comments in here. People are really glad you didn't do that.
Yeah, no Chrysalis red wedding here.
No, absolutely not. Yeah, totally good comment as well. Like, if the queen was a pet, it would have ruined the dynamic. It totally would have. I think it came out so much better this way. But yeah, he does eventually manipulate her core, and you get intelligent ants doing silly things for the rest of the series.
Yeah, someone has a point there. Having the colony as a pet would have been a terrible dynamic. So like, yeah, he would have been. I mean, it would have completely changed everything because he'd just be able to tell all of them what to do at any point. Whereas now they're begging him to tell them what to do, and he doesn't want to. So that's so much better.
Now we have so there are currently 7 books of Chrysalis on Audible. Is that right? And we were talking before we went live. You had a goal in mind for how long the series was going to be. Can you just share what you shared with me before we went live about this? Like how many books are we talking? Like how many chapters? I know we wanted to think about chapters. I don't mean to put you on the spot, but
yeah, because Chrysalis is still just written as a web serial. So like whenever there's enough chapters, or whenever it's time to put out new books, we just grab enough chapters and chop it, send it in as a volume. It's not written as books. I was aiming to try and finish by 2,000 chapters, but I am not going to be able to finish by 2,000 chapters.
How many are we up to by now?
Oh man, what was the last chapter that I wrote? The last chapter I have is checking the doc. 1809.
Okay.
There's probably enough chapters there already for book 11 and 12.
And
where are we at?
Probably going to end up
to 9 already on Kindle?
9, yeah.
Okay.
9's not out yet, but it's finished.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's probably enough chapters already. Like I'm quite far ahead of the books in terms of chapter releases, so there's probably enough to go out to book 12. Yeah, it's probably, I don't know, maybe 16. It's maybe 16 books.
Woo.
Oh man, so twice as many as that are out right now. So
about halfway.
So Jeff, do you get multiple books at a time, or do you get them just one book at a time when it's time to record?
So unfortunately, the way my schedule's working out, I can't jump on them as soon as one is done. Like it's turning out that I'm having to wait like 1 or 2 books, and then just like when my schedule opens up, I'm able to fit as many as are finished in. You know, I'm just like I just want
Yeah.
to go boom, boom, boom. And in one way, that's nice because it feels like less work to just stick to the same role for a while.
Yeah.
But in another way, it's like this is one of my favorite audiobooks to narrate because of the energy. Um, Anthony is so charming and fun, and he's so optimistic, and he's so just ready to go all the time. Not only that, it's just hilarious, right? I love to laugh while I'm narrating. I love to laugh while I'm performing, and I love to take it up a notch and make other people laugh with the text, you know. And so it like as a project, it's just one of the most fun, and it kind of gives me a recharge to like if I'm tired and Chrysalis comes along, Chrysalis is like, "Don't be lazy," and I'm like, "Oh yeah, great. No, you're right. I shouldn't be lazy," and I just knock him out. And by the time I'm done with whatever I have there, I'm I finish with more energy than I started with, and so I go on to the next book, just way more ready to go. So in that sense, I wish I could divide it up more so that I could get those bursts of energy more often. But the fact that Rhino here is saying that it's going to be 16 books, at least there's that. At least it's going to go on for a while.
Yeah.
I don't see myself jumping off this train till the end. So.
Well,
I mean, it's always it's a bit of a wait between audiobooks, but it's always worth it. It's always worth it for Jeff and Annie.
yeah,
Just such fantastic performances.
100%. Yeah. Anytime a book drops, I'm like, oh gosh, okay. Well, I know what I'm spending my next credit on. That's for sure. But Jeff, I was wondering, and I asked Ryan this before we went live. How did you pick the accent for this book?
Yeah, so I straight up had to ask Rhino. I was like, "Hey, is it cool if I just do Cockney instead of Aussie because my Aussie's just not that great, and I'd have to like really study and work real hard and like make sure to get it right before I even like start recording for real. I think I'm one of my favorite things. What used to be learning accents. It's just kind of a thing that us voice actors like to collect is accents. But it's just life is too crazy and hectic right now.
Throwing shade.
I'm trying.
Ian, thank you.
I'm trying to put up the comments that I catch that you'll like.
Yeah. I would say my Cockney is at least better than my Aussie. But the thing about English, using an English accent, is the Aussieisms at least play better than if I were just using an American accent, right?
Yeah.
There's definitely a sort of rhythm that you guys share more of with the English than you do with Americans, So
I definitely think our humor is probably closer. Like Australian humor
Yeah.
is closer to British humor
For
than it is
sure.
to American humor.
for
Yeah.
sure. That's why I went with it. It was purely a lack of skill that led me to doing that accent instead. And Rhino was gracious enough to allow it. So
Well, you're getting a lot of love here in the chat, and rightfully so. All right, I'm going to move us on to question 2 now that we've talked just on question 1 for about half the time. I'm really bad at keeping us on task here. All right, question 2 is about Isaac Bird and Morrelia. Are Isaac Bird's attempts to woo Morrelia something that could actually happen, or is it always meant to stay, kind of comedic?
I think no matter which way I go with it, there's going to be people who are disappointed. There
Oh,
are people who are cheering for Isaac and his unrequited love, and there are people who are like, Morrelia can do so much better.
I don't know. Isaac seems to be a good enough dude. Maybe he's not like the most deft. He's not the greatest at what he does, but he's got his heart's in the right place, right? I mean,
Yeah, his heart is definitely the right place. He's a nice guy. I like Isaac. I
Yeah.
think he's a fun character.
Yeah.
I feel like Morrelia though is just not interested in romance.
I think
It's just
people
not
need
in
to
her DNA.
I think people need to stop player hating. That's what I think.
Good luck. Yeah, comment in the chat what you think about this. If you have comments on these two. Now, what book do they appear in? Do they appear right from book one?
Morrelia appears in book 1, and I'm pretty sure Isaac's maybe book 2.
Okay.
Could be
And-
3. Could be 3. I can't remember either.
And
Yeah, it's 2 or 3.
Isaac's the guard, right? The
Mhm.
town guard. Okay. All right. We'll see what
He
it.
will
Okay.
wear it down for sure. He is
Yeah.
persistent. There is he's certainly not lacking enthusiasm. Do I have any plans to add more enemies who actually harm the colony like Jim? Oh, geez, how many Jims can you add to the story? There's only so much evil in the world, so much true evil.
Yeah, if you have a question about this series, put it in the chat and we'll pop it up on the screen here if I can keep track. All right, let's see. Here's a comment. I like him a lot. I think he's kind of funny. I also think the hopeless romantic trope is always a classic.
Oh, I always got the impression that the dynamic between him and Morelli was like her parents. Like, so her dynamic towards him is like the parents towards her. Like, can't ever live up to whatever it is that she's expecting. Is that
between him and Morellia was like her parents? It was in like one was the ardent pursuer, and the other one was a bit more standoffish.
Like Titus and the Commanders.
Yeah, Titus. The gender roles would have been reversed there, though. Titus.
Oh, I
Titus-
see. Yeah.
Titus would have been the standoffish one, and he would have been ardently pursued
Right.
by Morellia's mother.
Yeah, duty above all, right?
How long until Jeff reaches the termites?
Didn't we already?
Yeah, book 8, mate. Book 8.
Yeah.
All right. Well, maybe they're consuming it on Audible.
Oh,
Book 7, no, book 7. Book 7.
Yeah, book 7. So we've talked about them, but I thought we for sure fought the termites already.
Yeah. Book 7.
Okay.
All right, I'm going to move us on here. Question 3, Michaelangelant, okay, which is one of the greatest names ever. If it wasn't a pun, it would be a rapper's name.
Yeah.
But anyway, so Michaelangelant is a great example of the colony's developing personality. Are those kinds of moments something that you plan, or do they mostly come out of naturally when you're writing the ants?
Yeah, that just comes out of the id. I don't know if you can plan for this level of insanity. But like the colony eventually engaging in artworks and carving, and just naturally from that, well, obviously there's someone who's responsible. Who is it? Well, it's Michaelangelant, of course.
Michaelangelant, of course, yeah.
Who else is it going to be?
Oh man,
So, like,
the id. Somebody likes that comment.
Yeah, in the early days, like I used to.
Oh,
We lost you.
you've gone unexpectedly mute.
Can't hear you,
Right. Uh-oh.
Ryan. Can't hear you, buddy.
Oh, what happened there?
Oh no.
I think his whole audio shit. I think he can't hear us either.
Yeah, no. Oh man. Well, while he's figuring this out, Jeff, can you tell us quickly how did you end up meeting Rhino here? Did you reach out to him or
Athon Audio? Yeah. Well, Athon Books. I don't know if it's a secret, but Sound Booth Theater and Athon are good buddies, and Athon. Wait, you're.
No, I can.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
I think I'm back.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
you're back.
You're back.
Okay.
Okay. So yeah, and at the time we were working with Athon on a few different titles, and Athon was like, "Hey, Chrysalis, what do you think?" And I was like, "I don't know. Let me check it out." I read like maybe 2 chapters, and I was in.
Yeah.
I was
I mean,
so in.
this is going back. This is going back when to 2021, 2022.
Well, let's see. It probably would have been like 6
Yeah.
months before the first audiobook was released.
Yeah, I mean, you're putting out. There's like 2 a year most of the time, I think, from what I can tell.
Yeah, I can't even remember how long it's been since we started it.
Yeah.
So
Well, like going deeper into Titus's past as a deep delver in the dungeon. Yeah, Titus is actually like where
We
Oh,
lost
no.
you. We lost you again, buddy. Oh man. This is the headset.
he's got a bad connection. It's a plugin.
Jeff, the last time I tuned into one of your live sessions, and people were like, "It's too loud. It's too soft. It's too loud," and and you know, meanwhile, 100 comments go by, and you get this one person that says, "I can't hear you," but everybody else is fine. Oh,
Okay.
I don't know how you do
Is he
that.
back?
Sorry.
Is he back?
New
Yeah, you're
headset.
back.
Okay. Maybe
But yeah, Titus is going to come back.
Okay.
And we'll need
well,
to answer adopt more cultural things like clothes, or let's say relegated.
We lost you again, buddy.
dude, I think he's
He's just keeping us on our toes. Oh man. I think
can he switch his headphones? I think
Yeah, can
that's probably
you want to just take your headphones off? Well, he can't hear me, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, type it in the chat. Someone type in the chat, switch out your headphones.
I think he's on some. He's rummaging around in there for something. Oh man.
Okay.
So Jeff, while he's figuring this out, when you first came into we're doing this on StreamYard. When you first came into StreamYard tonight, you were talking about all of the stuff that you have going on. Could you tell us catch us up on that a little bit?
Yeah, so working hard on the Dungeon Crawler Carl Audio Immersion Tunnel Season 3. We just released episode 2 on Thursday. We have recalibrated to be releasing on Thursdays instead of Tuesdays now. I'm in the middle of like, you know, I'm helping out with everything now. I'm helping out with sound effects. I'm doing everything I can to help the process along. You know, besides doing narration here and there, doing retakes, doing efforts and stuff like that to polish things off. Not only that, I just finished narrating Dungeon Crawler Carl 8 last week. And we have some music to produce for it before we send it off to Audible. Well, that'll all be done this week. Also, our COO here at Sound Booth Theater, Justin Thomas James, he visited for a week. And when he got here, he just lit this fire under our asses to get back onto renovating what we're wanting to be our HQ.
Nice.
So basically, we have a music studio to build and like a bunch of renovations for the living spaces here.
Is it in Kansas City?
It is in Kansas City. Yep. And actually, it looks like we might be picking up another building tomorrow. I don't know. I don't know. We're looking at it. I want to put in an offer here pretty soon because it's a perfect space in Martini Corner here in Kansas City, which is 10 to 15 minutes walk away. Tons of alcohol right around that commercial space. Thinking about getting a buddy to start a comic shop in there as well. So like, dude, there's so much shit going on. There's so much shit going on right now. Yeah, I mean, we needed to get back in the saddle when it came to that stuff, because it was all like between me having to produce so much and running the company and having to tour and like go to conventions all over the place. It's just been a nightmare as far as like, it's been a nightmare as far as the amount of work and how tired I am and how little time I have to focus on other important things. It's been like the greatest ride of my life. Otherwise, you know, like it's really hard work that's draining, but it's so worth it.
It's been the greatest ride of our lives as well. We've come on this with you on this ride, at least part of it. Ryan, are you back? We still can't hear you, buddy. Still can't hear you.
Might need to switch to your computer built-in mic,
or maybe to an Apple computer. I'm gonna get some hate on that one. Yeah, we still can't hear you, buddy. But
Hey,
you make it look good.
yeah.
I mean, with your
Ryan, feel free to interrupt as soon as as soon as you want to keep testing your audio.
Ryan's gonna
Fix
do
your antenna,
yeah. Ryan's gonna do a
Tenny.
puppet show here. Well, I don't know if you're gonna be able to. You're gonna be able to fix your audio, Ryan. What you think? Yeah. All right. He's still working on it.
He's messing with it. Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
Just scream whenever you're ready to test it, and hopefully you'll startle all of us.
can you do a goat scream? Because that's what I really want to hear.
Or an ant scream.
An ant scream. That's right. Yeah. Oh man. All right. Well, so we have 11 weeks out till LitRPG Con. Jeff, what does the next 11 weeks look like for you in terms of like, how early do you go out? Do you have to make multiple trips or,
No. So we ship what we can, and we bring what we can in one big ass vehicle. Last year we rented a Grand Wagoneer, so I think we'll do the same thing this year. And yeah, it takes about 8 hours to drive out there from Kansas City, maybe 10 if we're dicking around on the road. And it's from there. I think we're gonna arrive Wednesday or maybe even Tuesday before the event, because there's a lot of stuff to get ready before things start happening. But yeah, a lot of that is our Marcom's team. A lot of that is Geneva, LitRPG Legion. And Thursday is like an industry day. And then Fridays when we open it up to the fans for the rest of the weekend. But yeah, a lot to deal with. Thankfully, we have a great team here at Sound Booth Theater who's very organized and who'll be able to get all of it ready. And
Yeah.
I just gotta show up as fresh as possible so I have the energy to hang out with everybody all weekend.
Well, so somebody put in chat, Jackal put in chat, I'm going to spend so much money in Denver. It's true, but there's also a lot of giveaways. Like I've been talking with a lot of authors. We're bringing books and we're going to give away stuff. There's going to be tons of merch, tons of swag. Let's see here. What is this comment? Plus he has to deal with the fans clamoring for more Kevin at.
Yeah. So Ian plays Kevin in the audio immersion tunnel. He's the host of Dungeon Crawler World, and Matt described his accent as being almost unintelligible. So I was like, perfect, let's get Ian, because he's a Scouser. So he actually doesn't, his Scouse accent doesn't really show very well in his normal day-to-day voice. He sounds quite a bit more posh and snobby normally, but he that's that's where his family's from, so he knows how to imitate him really well. So
Nice.
it's Kevin is so good in the AIT. He sounds so much better than the Kevin I do. That's one of my goals for the AIT, is to make sure that whoever replaces me does a better job than me. So
well, is there we still don't have Ryan's audio, but is there I've heard rumors that you guys are growing so big as a con that is there any chance that we might someday outgrow Denver or like have to take over multiple buildings?
yeah, so I think maybe next year we might have to start creeping into the convention center, which is actually attached to the hotel that we're in. So it won't be too hard of a transition there. And if we did that, we would be able to kind of expand as much as we want, given that no one else starts using the convention center during that same time, or not, there's probably will be other people using the convention center at the same time. But if, we need a certain number of rooms, right? So, but if we decide that we really want to pump it up, I would like it if we came to Kansas City.
Yeah, I figured.
Yeah, obviously I have selfish reasons for that, but also, the Kansas City Convention Center is just not as in high demand. So I think we'd be able to get more space for cheaper here. And also, there's tons of growth here in Kansas City. I think by the time we would have LitRPG Con here in Kansas City, it would be 2028, and the streetcar would be booming. It's already doing well. Like, just apartment buildings are going up everywhere, and new entertainment
Last
places.
ditch effort.
He's back.
He's alive.
He's back. Can we do like an extra 5 minutes?
Yeah,
10
of
seconds
course.
before the audio cuts again.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm so sorry.
So what is it? Is it batteries on the headphones, or?
I think it's the cord. I think you have a bad connection.
I think I switched to my Bluetooth headphones, but the studio, like StreamYard, wasn't able to like switch over.
Hmm.
Okay.
All right. Well,
like the mic should have been working.
well, it's working
just
now.
Don't move your head so that the cable doesn't move at all.
I'll do my best. Try to get
Okay.
through some questions really quickly. Sorry, everybody. I'm really sorry about that.
Well, let's do this. Let's do one more question for Chrysalis, okay? And
And then talk about Book of the Dead.
yeah, well, we can. Yeah, so I want to know a little bit about Book of the Dead, and then I want to know what's coming out for you, Ryan. So this last question is about Travelling Tolly. Travelling Tolly feels like a character who has sort of way more going on, sort of off screen than we see. How much of these characters' stories do you have? Like, do you have them written some other places? Like, do you have it all in your brain? Like, tell us more about Travelling Tolly.
I certainly don't have it written down anywhere. That would be way too much work. But Tully's a really beloved side character. She's a fabulous character. I really like her, and I'm constantly asked to write more Tully chapters. You know, she's someone who, like 10 plus years in the future, is traveling through the lands of the colony, and sort of experiencing how everything has settled, like way down the line.
Uh-oh, I think we lost him again. Yeah.
Fuck.
Man, we're only getting like we can't hear you again, buddy. We're only getting
Wiggle.
a few minutes at a time.
Wiggle the. Is it back?
Nope. Tally is a fun view, is what we'll see here. We got another question here in case he ever comes back. Anthony's childhood trauma. Here's a question for Jeff.
Oh, there we go.
Okay, we got you. I think we got you back.
Why did you have any eloquent voiced Tolly? Yeah, because Annie does all the female voices.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's why.
All right, listen. I don't know how much time we have left with you before it goes out again. Do you want to tell us quickly about Book of the Dead, and like how many books are out, available? When's the next one coming out?
There's 5 books available. 4 books available. Book 5 is coming out in a couple of months. How would I describe Book of the Dead? Necromancer crashes out for 6 books.
You're like king of succinct summaries. Yeah.
Well, look, I'm the kind of person who, like, when I read something like Solo Leveling, which is certainly fun and enjoyable in its own way. But if you think, I'm the kind of person who gets angry that the necromancy is really boring. All he says is a right.
Oh man, yeah, we lost you again. Well, this one will go down as an interesting session here. We'll see if we can get you back in before we.
Anyway,
there we go. We got you back. All right.
Should be back.
Yeah.
I don't know. This headset's driving me crazy.
We lost you again. Yeah, we lost you again. All right. So you're muted yourself now too, on top of this. So anyway, we're gonna go right
every time the headset disconnects, it mutes me also.
Oh God. All right. Well, quickly, just tell us what you have coming up. What we can look for. We obviously can see you in. We're going to see you in Denver, but what do you have coming out for us here in the next few weeks? I'm crossing my fingers.
Yeah, definitely. I'm going to be at LitRPG Con. Book of the Dead 5 coming out in a couple of months. Chrysalis 9.
We lost you again, buddy. Yeah, it's okay. Chrysalis 9 is coming out. I think that's what he said. Jeff, can you back that up?
Yeah, yeah, and so my next project after Dungeon Crawler Carl 8 and Season 3 of the Audio Immersion Tunnel is going to be Everybody Loves Large Chests Volume 12. And then I get to jump back into Chrysalis, doing 8 and 9 back to back, just like we did 6 and 7. So I'm so excited, dude. I really love this series. It's just a breath of fresh air. You know, there's drama in it that is opposite of Anthony. That's still great to bite into, but like I think the way that Rhino always brings it back to Anthony and gives us a good dosage of him, keeps me energized, keeps me wanting to follow, and I just like hanging out with all the characters. All of them are charming and fun, and it's a great ride. It's a great journey. So can't wait for more. Can't wait for more Chrysalis.
That's awesome. And you mentioned Everybody Loves Large Chest 12. Is that the last? That's the last one of the
I believe
series.
there's 13.
Oh, there's 13. Okay. And Neven is coming to Denver with us this year. Is that right?
Oh man, yeah, and that dude is an extreme hermit. So this is like, I don't know if he's ever gonna be at another con. So if you miss this particular LitRPG con, you might be missing your only chance.
I look forward to meeting you, man.
Yeah, me
Yeah,
too.
me
Me too.
too.
Like in person, like I've talked to him a few times. Well, I talk to him, on Discord all the time. But like, just I'm hoping he can break out of his shell a little bit with the fans and stuff. So, I think he'll really appreciate just how much his series means to people. And maybe that'll inspire him to like write some more and I mean, like, I'm really hoping we can have a sample of the graphic novel for Everybody Loves Large Chests.
Did he write anything after The Stars Have Eyes?
Yeah. So there's another one. I can't remember what it's called, but it's like a reverse isekai, where crazy like
Oh no, that's right. I did start reading
fantasy
that. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
people isekai'd into normal worlds, basically. So
I really enjoyed The Stars Have Eyes. Listen to that on your app, Jeff.
Stars Have Eyes is a fucking masterpiece.
Yeah, it's really good.
So
I love The Stars Have Eyes, man. That's great.
yeah.
So, anything else for the good of the order here while we still have audio? Anything else
I'm so sorry.
else? No,
Yeah,
it's all.
any
It's all good.
other
I apologize
new
to all the
series? Any
listeners.
new series you have coming up?
I'm working on a Scottish golf cultivation novel.
Really?
Yes.
Yes. I can't
That's
wait.
awesome. Scottish golf cultivation novel. I don't think that's ever been done.
Nope.
Oh, now I'm getting echoes.
Scottish golf cultivation, absolutely yes.
Excellent.
Awesome, guys. Well, I'm going to cut us off here. We did go over a little bit, but I'm going to chalk that up to some technical difficulties. I will see both of you in 11 weeks, and we hope to see everybody here in chat in Denver. Take care, everybody. Thanks for coming, Ryan. Thanks for coming, Jeff.
Yeah, good to see you guys. Thanks for having me.